It's time to become the best version of yourself and help others do the same. It's Monday morning and we're talking success.
Hello, Soul family. Jordan Peterson coming at you live from our Soul Studios here in Pleasant Grove, Utah. It is November 4th. You guys, we are less than 2 months away from the end of the year, which is kind of fun to see. We've been doing a lot of fun things during 2024, and it's just great to be able to be creeping up on the end of the year, accomplishing the goals that we have set for ourselves, and getting the things done that we want to get done. And it looks like we got a great group on with us this morning, all the way from Canada, it looks like, all the way through the U.S. Welcome. When you see me turn my head to the left, that's because I'm looking at your comments and seeing who's out there with us. As always, in order for us to see you, you need to comment and let us know that you are out there, and then we're able to stick your name into the bucket of fun to see if you can win some of our fantastic swag items, such as things that help you take our drinks better, right? And I'll tell you what, I don't know why it is, but the drinks just taste better in the mugs or the bottles or the tumblers that they were designed for. So we got our Renew, our Calm, we got a couple lifts going on. Depending on this time of year, some of you need a little bit extra oomph with a lift in the morning when it's cold when you wake up. Others need that nice, relaxing calm to go to bed at night. And so we got you covered and we'll get you taken care of. Sound good? And as you know, this show is always brought to you by our Cinemate. And as you can see right here, no, I'm not giving this away. This is my good friend that I always like keeping with me. So why is this show brought to you by Cinemate? Because it is fantastic for you. It's delicious. It's great. Gets your day going. And as Minnie says, she needs a Cinemate mug. Hopefully you win one because everything is better when we've got it going on. So, and Krista says, a cover broke on my lift mug. We might have to get you covered on that too. So good stuff. So make sure you chime in. Let us know you're out there. We are going to have quite a bit of participation today from you guys. And so get your fingers loosened up a little bit if you need to so you can type and give us your thoughts. We're excited to have you join us today. As always, we love to start off the show recognizing those who are being a part of bringing more people into the Soul family, moving those pearls, getting people the opportunity to join Soul and to just achieve their best version of themselves. So here we go in our rock and roll for the last week. Coming in at number 10, we have Pedro Rivera Soto. Coming in at number 9, we have Valerie Bledsoe. At number 8, Kristen Brunius. We've got Miriam Alvarez coming in at 7. We've got Lisa Knapke coming in at 6. Lavinia Vicente coming in at 5. We've got Lydia Ferrentino coming in at 4. And rounding out our top 3, we have Chris DeVilliers. We've got Maria Jade Gonzalez. And our number 1 for the week is Jordana Espinosa. Well done, guys. So proud of you guys for continuing to bring people into the Soul family. The average enrollment order this last week was $225.93. So good packages are going out the door, to the door of those that are joining the Soul family and receiving all the great benefits that come with that. So well done, guys. We also had some good participation in our SN sweeps. For those who are unaware, if you ever look on your dashboard, on the lower right side of your dashboard, there's kind of a news feed that scrolls there, and it talks about what we're doing with this SN sweeps. And what we're trying to do is just spread the word of Soul throughout all social media platforms. So if you ever post anything, and it doesn't have to be necessarily like you drinking anything, it can be about anything that you feel like is relevant to help people. And so you hashtag that with SN Sweeps. We put your name into this little bucket of fun here, and we draw and give you one of these fantastic swag items as well. And so we wanted to highlight one of these this last week to show you a little bit what it could look like so you guys can get some ideas and post on your own. So this one comes from Chris Hedrick over in Kansas. She's talking about the Soul Connect Compass Blend Spray. On the bottle, you can see at the bottom it says it's an everything spray, and she does a great job explaining what that means to her. It says the top 10 benefits. It's a surface spray, a room spray, a linen spray, hand and body spray, a bug spray, makeup remover, insect bite spray, a car freshener, a deodorant, and a cutting board spray. It really is an everything spray. You can use it for all sorts of stuff. And the thing we love about that as with everything in Soul Naturals, it's all natural, right? And so we don't have to worry about any of the chemicals and gunk that other things are put into. And so it's just a great thing to use all the time. Throw it in your purse, throw it in your pocket, leave it in your car. We'll get you taken care of. You can use it for all sorts of stuff, right? And so we want to make sure you are taken care of with that. Also, with that, we have a great testimonial we also wanted to show you this week as well. It's just fun to see these come in, especially from our customers that are just willing to share with what they got going on. It says, I am a 58-year-old grandmother raising my 2 grandchildren. I have 2 neurological diseases, one that affects me both mentally and physically, and the other just mentally. I also have a couple emotional conditions. Mentally, I was a mess when I agreed to try Soul. My sister swears by it, and I figured I had nothing to lose. Almost immediately after starting on the Vital and Cinemate, the difference in my mental abilities was obvious. I was able to carry on a normal conversation, and my short-term memory was vastly improved. It's like I was trying to make a comeback. I've continued to add to my daily Soul routine, and the progress has continued. And that is what it's all about. You think of somebody who's just in regular life. She's just in a situation where she has to raise her 2 grandkids for whatever reason, and she's just in a tough spot physically and mentally. She has some things going on. And then her sister, knowing all this, introduced Soul to her. And just with a few products, she starts to feel better immediately and is able to more handle the daily stresses in her life. And from there, she adds to her Soul routine. And as she says, the progress has continued. That's what we're looking for. And that's what we're able to see as we are helping people with Soul. And that's such a great thing. Also, as we're helping with people with Soul, we have an opportunity to kind of see how it goes and help people and mentor them along. Not only are we mentoring them along in the product by giving them the products that they need and seeing the improvements in their health, but also in the business as well. So today's success key we wanted to focus on was the Prime Mentor, meaning that these individuals had somebody on their first level who hit Prime as well as hitting Prime themselves for this last month in the month of October. So we'll go ahead and show those now. We've got Maria Lopez, Ana Duran, Karen Lott. Well done, guys. It's just fun to see you guys continue to grow and to help people as well. So well done, you guys. Success keys are such an awesome thing, and it's fun to be able to recognize you each time we jump on. With the month ending, next week we'll be looking at those who hit new ranks and are growing as well. So many different things that help you with the success, right? Also, I wanted to show you, recently we put into the Resource Center some new tools to help you guys. And it's not necessarily tools that you guys are going to use to help others, but it's tools that are currently being used to help others. But we wanted you to be able to see what they were all about as well. So if you go to your Resource Center, we'll go ahead and walk through this a little bit. You can type in email or corporate email journey here, and then you're going to be taken to a PDF that shows what we got going on with our corporate email journeys. As I've mentioned before, when people sign up in Soul, when they order a trial box, when they take a quiz, when they do all sorts of different things, they get started on an email journey, which allows them to kind of go through the marketing that Soul Naturals has to take the burden off of your guys' shoulders to follow up and do all the marketing to them and help answer their questions. And so in this document, there's 32 different pages here that talk about the different type of email journeys, the new prospect journey, the stress quiz journey, the trial box journey. We also have journeys when they order certain products as well. But we would just want to give you an idea of kind of what they're seeing. You guys are welcome to go through and look at these. The new prospect journey, it says, this automated email journey begins when a business prospect submits their information into the form on the funnel landing page. It contains 12 emails over the space of 17 days. But if the prospect enrolls as a specialist at any point, they will exit this journey. Okay, so and then it goes through and it talks about everything. We got some videos, talks about our philosophy, talks about Greg and Donna's story, talks about the business opportunity, testimonials, our product promises and the quality and everything we have. We get to meet Valerie and hear her story as well. We have an opportunity to take the quiz. It's just a great opportunity to kind of see everything that they have going on. And throughout it, they have opportunities, as you can see, to enroll and start going as a specialist themselves, right? And so great things are going on with this, and it just takes them through it. The next journey here, as we go forward, we have those 12 emails right there. We have the stress quiz journey as well. This automated email journey begins when someone takes the quiz on our site for the first time. It includes 6 emails spread over 10 days' time. However, the 6 emails only sent out to the person if the person has yet to make a purchase since beginning the journey, right? And so it goes through as well and shows all the different products, what it's talking about. Similarly, it talks about how stress affects the body. It talks about our mission. It has Greg and Donna's story as well. It talks about our adaptogens, talks about our quality control. It talks all about the good stuff that they need to see in order to understand what they have going on here. And then they have opportunities throughout as well to shop and continue to buy, right? We also have the trial box journey. This automated email journey is triggered by the purchase of a trial variety box. It consists of 8 emails spread out over 18 days. The final email is only sent if the customer has not made another purchase in the 18 days since purchasing their trial box. And again, it goes through and talks about recipes, talks about stress, talks about our online community, talks about everything that we have going on in the soul, talk about adaptogens, so we can talk about, get them understanding what those are all about as well. Talks about the drinks with some great pictures of what we have going on there. Talks about our reviews, talks about our savings, all the way through their stress resiliency quiz that they can take, and going through what everybody's seeing with stress in their life. So anybody can go and check those out. Again, you can search in the Resource Center. You can type in email journey or email, and you'll be able to see that, and we'll get you taken care of. We have those in Spanish as well. We haven't posted, they might be in there in Spanish. I'll have to double check, Lydia. But we have all those journeys in Spanish as well. So make sure that when you're signing up people, they give you a valid email, so all those things can be sent to them and get taken care of. So awesome. That is that, you guys. And as I mentioned before, I'd love your participation for the next little bit. So get your fingers ready. I'd love to hear your thoughts on some of these things that we'll be talking about here in a moment. First off, when you're talking to people, and it's interesting in just talking to others, and when people ask me what I do for work, I give them a brief overview of what I do. And then they always say, do you find it difficult to sell products in this economy right now? Do you find it hard to sell? Is it weird to sell to people? How does that work with you? And it's interesting because in talking with people, there's kind of this, a little bit of this thought that when we sell things, it's kind of like a bad thing, right? You always hear that people talk about how used car salesmen are some of the dirtiest, worst people in the world, and nobody likes to be sold to. So my question for you is this: what do you feel like the difference is between selling and sharing? What do you feel like the difference is between selling and sharing? And as you're thinking about that, do you feel like it's something that is in the way that it is presented? Or do you feel like it's part of the way that it is received by the person you are talking to and when you're doing, right? So Valerie says, I don't sell products, I take care of people. Okay, I like that. That's a good idea on there. Sharing comes from the heart, Maria says. Perfect. Satinka says selling and sharing, direct and indirect. Okay. Charlotte says pushy is selling. Okay. Diane says it's not so intimidating when sharing is received. Tammy says it's not pushy. It comes with real life results from you personally. Okay. I like that. How many of you have ever felt like you were sold something when you go to a grocery store? You run out of milk and you go in there and you go to the grocery store and you grab the milk, and then you go to the front and you pay for it and you walk out. Do any of you guys, are you like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just got sold on that, right? I don't think that ever happens, right? It feels like when we're taking care of people's needs that it doesn't feel like a gross exchange of anything, right? Reading some more of these. Terry says, when I share, it's usually something that has helped me, a personal testimonial. Charlotte says, caring is sharing. I love that. Lillian says, no one likes to be sold, but they appreciate when someone shares something with them, right? Erica says, everybody wants to buy. People do not want to be sold. Interesting. I love that. So in thinking of this, I want to show you this picture here. There was a story that I read that a customer goes into a mechanic shop and says, I would like to have my oil changed. And so the mechanic goes through the process of changing the oil in the car, and then notices this, which you can see on the screen. And on the screen, if you're just listening to this, there's a picture of a tire that is completely bald. There is very, very little tread on the outside of it. The rest of it is completely bald. And as you can imagine, having any sort of traction, especially as we're getting into the fall, is going to be tricky, especially if it's wet or snowy or icy, and you're going to find yourself in a really tough spot. Well, the mechanic comes to that customer and says, hey, I've noticed that your tire is completely worn out and would love to help you in getting some new tires. And the customer says, whoa, I was warned about this. I was talking to my grandpa, and he told me that if I brought my car in here, that you guys would try to upsell me and make me buy things that I don't need. And I'm not doing that. I just came for an oil change, and that is all I want, and that is all I'm getting. Do not try to upsell me on anything. And the mechanic said, I totally understand that, and I'm not trying to upsell you. I'm just a little bit concerned because I noticed that your tire is completely bald, and it's not safe to be driving that. And as a mechanic, I can't really let you leave here unless you actually sign this waiver saying that I talked to you about this, because it's so terrible that you could put yourself in danger. And she said, no, that's fine, I'll sign it, but I'm not going to let you upsell me. There's no way I'm going to let you help me, and I am out of here, right? And this mechanic is actually sharing this online, saying, man, what has happened in the world that even when we're just trying to help people, they're so apprehensive about it, they don't want to be sold or upsold on something, even if they do need it, right? Lady says, sometimes you can share it, and others will still feel it as pushy because of their preconceptions. Staying with them anyway and be patient, and they respond beautifully, right? I think that's a great way to look at this story I just shared with you, right? Jaleva says, sharing is something I believe that individuals either doing or has experienced themselves. Sharing is caring. Seashell Pony says, sharing is telling people how things have helped you. Selling is trying to talk them into buying something. Satinka says, the tire looks like it was meant to be that way. Yeah, it was completely worn out, right? Chris says, generally caring about having my friends and family around for a long time. I share because I care. Minnie says, sharing is a recommendation of something that's had good results, and for that reason you talk about it and share, and if at the end if you make a sell, you have truly recommended what works, right? And Tammy says, they can fill your heart if you share from the heart, right? And Erica says, giving people information they do not want and haven't asked for still comes across as pushy. That's absolutely true. So let me ask you this question then, right? Those are great responses. What would you say if when asked about what you do? Let's say you're in a reunion of some sort, high school reunion, college reunion, family reunion, and everybody's sitting around making small talk, and they say to you, hey, what do you do? And you explain what you do in Soul and everything like that, and they respond with, oh, you do you? Well, don't try to sell me anything. How would you respond if anybody says to you, well, don't try to sell me anything? Right? Everybody knows when a salesman is in the room, or they can tell when things are going that direction. And oftentimes you're not even in that same category as that, right? You're a part of Soul. You're trying to help people. You're trying to share information, trying to help people. And you just say, yeah, I'm part of this company, and I like to help people and take care of them with herbal supplements and just getting them lined out with adaptogens. And they go, oh, well, don't try to sell me anything. You can't get me. I know what you're doing. Very similar to that customer in the mechanic shop. Not wanting to be upsold. So what are your thoughts on that? What would your response be? This is something that I think most of us have experienced or heard of, or maybe we've been on the other end and we're the ones saying, well, don't try to sell me anything. So what's a response that works for that? Hugh Jenkins says, when you share with others, they feel more positive about the product or service and are more likely to want it, right? Eric says, oh, don't worry, you probably wouldn't qualify for what I have anyway, right? I love it. Tammy says, I don't sell anything. I help people that need emotional and physical help get what they need. Satinka says, sometimes when I don't know how to react to someone's strong feeling, I repeat back what they said, and most times they reel back and explain what they meant, right? I love it. That's great. And honestly, a lot of times, if you really think about it, when somebody says, well, don't try to sell me anything, most of the time you don't know enough about what they are going through or doing to sell them something anyway, right? And even just verbalizing that can usually help kind of ease that tension and even kind of drop their guard. Well, don't try to sell me anything. Oh, of course. In fact, I don't even know if I could help you. So I don't have enough information to even go down that route. So don't worry, I'm not going to sell you anything, right? And then what's their response? Oh, wow, that was not what I expected. I thought you were going to be pushy and weird about it. Well, let me tell you what I have going on then, right? And so you can kind of drop their guard, and then you'll be surprised at how often they open up. Because reality is, and I've been in this industry for a long time. I've been at Soul for 12 years. We've been around. We've helped a lot of people. Everybody has something going on that you can help them with. There's no question. But the question is, in all of that, is are they interested in being helped? Because if they're not, no matter what you try to do, it's not going to work, right? And so helping people just understand that you're not there to shove things down their throat or anything that way. You're just here to help. And if they'd like the help, you can help them. If not, no big deal, no skin off your nose. There's a lot of people out there who still need help, and actually understanding that they're not one of them that want it, man, it actually saves you the time so you can focus on those that do, right? Terry says, I only share when asked. I enjoy helping people find a better way to deal with life stresses, right? Minnie says, I help people think of their health as a priority. Trying our product is optional. There you go. I love how you tie all those things in, right? Another question that you may have after you talk to somebody, they may ask the question, oh, well, do you think it will work for me? How do you guys respond when somebody says, oh, do you think this will work for me? How's that working, right? And I think some of you've had that before. You know, the herbal supplements, adaptogenic herbs, a lot of the things that we do are still a little bit coming to the forefront. They're way more in the forefront than they were 12 years ago when we started. But still, a lot of people, when you talk to them about it, they're like, what is that? Do you think that would work for me? And really what they're saying is, I've got some stuff I haven't divulged to you yet that's going on in my life. And I'm kind of hoping that you can throw me a lifeline here. But do you think those things can work for me? Right? Enchanted Herb Pantry, Jackie says, it has worked for me. You can try it and see. Oh, I love that, right? Satinka says, of course it will, right? I love it. I love it. Great things. You know what? And honestly, in a situation like that, using that same line of like, well, I don't know. I don't know enough about you. Tell me a little bit more about what you have going on in your life, right? That person-to-person connection is such an awesome way to do that. And then for those that are new, that are like, I don't know how to help them. I'm not sure what to say or do. We have this awesome thing called the Stress Resiliency Quiz that allows them to do that, right? And so that's a great follow-up as well. You can say, man, that's great. You'll have to tell me a little bit more about what you got going on. And we've got this great stress resiliency quiz that will kind of let you evaluate yourself and see where you're at and see what can help you the most, right? And now all the pressure is off of you to have all the answers. It puts it back on them to actually go through this process. When they do that, of course, it creates a new member quiz account that you can see and you can follow up with, and you know that they're in there. And also shows they have the prerogative to reach forward and do something in order to help themselves, which tells you that they're a pretty qualified customer or member at that point where they're actually interested in changing their lives, and they have the prerogative to actually do such, which is great. It's way better than the person who is force feeding themselves this stuff and doesn't really want to do it, right? So Lydia says, yeah, tell me more about what's going on with you. Great, right? Terry says, everyone's different. I know it took a long time to find out what works for me. You can't know unless you tried, right? Erica says, it might, right? That's a great response. Tammy says, I've helped so many in 11 years, and I've helped almost everyone. When people are consistent, it makes a difference. You will feel something, right? Chris says, I'm a change maker. I help people talk about the tough things so they see there are opportunities to help them with their problems, right? Tammy says, it's changed my life, so it's worth a try. Chris says, absolutely. Look what I've overcome, right? Minnie, yes, of course, but let me know what you are looking for, right? Satinka says, do you think it will? Erica says, managing expectations is critical in the customer journey. Absolutely, right? Lillian says, I tell them what it's done for me and share some testimonies of people I've been able to help. The only way how it's going to help you is by trying it, right? Absolutely. And I would only say, the only caveat I would say in all those answers, a little bit of an asterisk, is it works different for everybody, right? So you have to be a little bit careful in saying, hey, you know what? This changed my world and my life, and it's unbelievable, and you would not believe how much better I am now, and I know it's going to do the same thing for you because it did it for me, and every time I drink Cinnamate, it makes me feel so energized and wonderful, and it's going to be amazing for you. And then that person tries it, and because of whatever they got going on in their lives, it actually makes them more calm and more relaxed. And they're like, is this working wrong? Is something wrong with me, or it's not happening, right? And so I would just say, be a little bit careful, right? Absolutely, you can lead with your testimony. Yeah, it's absolutely helped me. And I think it's going to be able to help you as well. But let's get a little more information. Let's see where you're at. What do you need, right? Again, that stress quiz is great. You can lead with a package or whatever you've got going on. But managing those expectations, and if you kind of verbally vomit all over them of it's going to be this life-changing, most amazing, crazy thing that they've ever had, and they take it and all they find out is it just helps to balance them a little bit, they're going to be like, what's wrong with me? Right? So again, be careful with that expectation of what's going on, because everybody reacts a little bit differently to this stuff, especially when you lead with, it's the most amazing thing, and then they try it and they go through a detox and they feel terrible, right? And now they're like, I cannot believe I'm going through this. This is the worst thing ever, right? And so you got to manage expectations a little bit, right? Perfect. Yeah, Erica says telling people the good and bad of your experience will make people trust you more, right? Absolutely, right? So you can say, yeah, listen, when I first tried this, I felt terrible for the first 3 days. I had so much gunk going on in my body from the past 40 years of what I've been putting it through that for the first few days, it felt really terrible, to be honest with you. But once I got through that, I felt so much better, and I think you will too. But I'm really interested to hear how this experience works for you. And then you're able to kind of go through some of that stuff, right? Hugh says, yes, tell them your complete story. Absolutely, right? And help work that through. And again, your new people, they're going to be like, I just tried this, similar to that testimony, right? I tried the Soul Vital and the Cinemate, and man, it was good. And it helped me. That's great. That's a great start for them. But they may be like, I don't know how to share with other people. There's other products to take. I don't know what to do. Again, that stress quiz is such an easy way to share with them. And it allows those people to take control of their own health. And it makes them less reliant on you to make all those decisions for them. Your job is really just to put it in front of them and let them manage it and move forward themselves. And man, you're going to be able to help so many people that way, right? Chris says, every conversation is individualized. Absolutely, right? Erica says, ask people how committed they are to their own transformation, which is wonderful, right? Sybil says, had my calendar set but missed the call. Oh, okay. Liddy says, I'll be here to walk you through the use of this product so you will not be alone in this journey, right? And that's great. Building blocks of life. Cecilia says, I love sharing the stress test, which is awesome, right? And lastly, we have somebody that says, oh, you're into herbal supplements? And oh, I'm not interested in that stuff. How do you guys respond? I'm not interested in that stuff. What do we do with that? I'll give you guys a second. Chris says, I know where you are and I'm here for you. I love it, right? I'm not interested in that stuff. I'm not interested in what you're doing. I'm not interested in all that granola tree hugger stuff. Like, what are we doing, right? Lady says, you're not interested in health, right? I like it. Great answer. Satinka, I feel like there's a story behind your comment, right? Hugh says, what part of health are you interested in, right? I love that. Tammy says, I immediately feel an attitude come up. Gotta think on this, right? That's a great point, Tammy. That's why we're having these conversations today, right? Charlotte says, let me know when you get ready. Right, I think we're seeing that. Tammy, I think, leads on to it, right? I feel an attitude open up. And I think that's where Satinka is going with this, right? She says, it feels like there's a story behind your comment. And I think that's a great way to lead with almost anything when you feel that attitude come up or something's going on. You can go, yeah, it sounds like you've had an experience with herbal supplements before. Tell me about it. Are you currently on some, or have you tried them before? And they'll say something like, well, yeah, I've tried them before and they didn't even work. They were lousy. In fact, it made me feel worse. Oh, tell me about that. What were you trying? What were you doing? Oh, well, I was trying this and this and this, or I did that and that and that. And all of a sudden you have a conversation going, and now you know what's going on with them instead of just the, okay, well, hey, you know what? You're not interested? Call me when you are. Yeah, we'll chat later, right? Now you want to have that conversation and see if you can help them, because oftentimes there's something behind that comment that you can actually get to the bottom of if you just ask really good questions, right? Man, I feel like there's something going on there. Tell me what's going on with that. And that can be for anything that you're talking to them about, from any aspect of your life, right? From your kids having, hey, how was school today? It was terrible. Man, it sounds like there was something going on. What happened today? Right? Well, Mom, nobody played with me at recess, or whatever that might be, right? So let's see whatever other people say. Erica says, I certainly understand how you feel. Neither was I at first. What I found was perfect, right? Krista says, are you happy being stuck where you are? Can you tell me why you feel this way, right? Lisa says, no worries, maybe it's not for you, right? That's a great way as well. You take it away from them, and they go, wait, hold on, wait. What was that you were saying, right? Minnie says, what have you taken before, right? Chris says, you're absolutely right. What I have isn't good for everybody, right? It's not perfect fit for everybody, right? Wait, what are you talking about? It might be for me. I think there's great things there. So best part about this is a video. It's on YouTube. You can watch it anytime you want. You can share it with other people in your group if they feel like they're going through the same things. We'll continue talking about these things as we move forward in these Monday morning Talking Success. Because there's so many people we can help. Last thing we want to do is turn them off or come across weird or pushy or anything of that nature. But again, you still need to let people know what you have. There's so many people out there who want what you have. You just got to get out in front of them. A great way to do that, again, SN Sweeps, being consistent on social media as we're talking to people and letting them know what we're doing. They're just sitting there watching going, is she for real? Is she really getting the results that we're talking about here? Man, he keeps talking about it, and I keep seeing her do this stuff. Maybe there is something to this. And all of a sudden it strikes a chord. You say the right thing, you post the right thing, and they go, that's what I need right there. That's what I'm struggling with. And gosh, it seems like she has the answer for me. I think I'm gonna reach out to him and see if I can get some help, right? And so you gotta be consistent with your messaging. Let them know what you got going on. You're gonna see some great results from that. And then even then, they might reach out to you and they say, what are you doing with all this stuff? And you say, oh my gosh, these adaptogenic herbs, they've been fantastic for me. And man, it's made a huge difference. They're like, oh, are you talking about herbal supplements? That's what you're talking about? Oh, I'm not interested in that stuff. Yeah, I can tell that you have some sort of experience with that. So what you got going on? Can you share with me? Well, yeah, I'll tell you exactly what happened. I thought I was going to be able to take them and this was going to happen or that was going to happen. I thought my hair was going to grow back. I thought I was going to get taller. I thought this, I thought that, and nothing worked. They're garbage. And then I read this report that most of them have crap in them, that not even the right stuff in them. And then I read this, that did this, and blah, 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 right? And all of a sudden you go, man, I totally see where you're coming from. Are you interested? I could share some information about ours, or what? Well, is yours not like that? Well, let me help you, right? And then all of a sudden we're in a position where we can help people again, right? I love it. Erica says, share consistently, share constantly, right? Lydia says, this can happen in soul too. Someone might take an amazing product but lack the follow-up, and so may have felt the reaction was not a good one. We need to be there while they are on soul, right? Erica says, what you talk about is what you sell, right? Jaleva, have you tried supplements before, right? There is no magic pill, Hugh says. Absolutely, and that's a thing to talk about, right? Manage those expectations. It's taken them their whole life to get to where they're at on that stage, right? And they think that drinking this one time is going to change their life. Well, don't sell it to them like that, because it's not, right? They may feel something. They may go, oh, that was nice. Ooh, I like that. But is it going to change their life? No. They're going to need to be able to stay consistent with it, because it took them 40 years to get there. It's going to take them a little bit of time. It might take a week, 2 weeks, 10 days, 3 months, 3 years. We don't know, because everybody's a little bit different. But we know if we give the body the tools that it needs and the nutrition that it needs and the adaptogenic herbs it needs, we're going to see some great things come from that, right? All right, guys. There you have it for today. Go forth and do likewise. Share it with others. Let's move those pearls, you guys. I love seeing those numbers go up. Keep sharing them. And remind yourself about what we have with that Elevate Retreat coming up. We're going to have some cool announcements with that coming soon as well. So make sure you're still reaching out to people and sharing with them. Let's get you guys out the door. We're going to go like this, actually. We're going to go lift, renew, lift with our Cinnamate. I think that says calm on it, right? Lift, calm, lift. And we're going to start with our Cinnamate mug. We're going with our SN Sweeps folk here. And we'll get you out the door and going. We've got Charlotte Sullivan. Charlotte's on with us this morning, giving great comments. I can't prove it, but I will tell you that it seems like the luck increases. The more you comment, the more your luck increases to win stuff. So let's see how that goes. This is for everybody on live as well. We're going with the Calm Mug. They are fantastic. You really can't have too many of these, because once you start drinking it, family and friends will want to as well. Sharing it with them is a great way to go. We've got Claudia Marin. Claudia Marin, she has been on since the very beginning. I think she's one of the first ones on. So you got yourself on there as well. Look at that. Commenting a lot, being on early. There's some great things about life that we're learning by being a part of this. And here we go with our Daily Lift mug as well. We've got Yalin Betanzos. I'm sorry, my Spanish is terrible. But we've got you, the winner of the mug as well, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I can't wait to meet with you next week. As always, keep sharing soul. We sure love you guys, and we'll see you again soon.